Hello everybody out there, welcome to Season 5, wow that was a car, Season 5 of the AOR Assetto Corsa Competizione GT3 League. This will be your coverage of Tier 1. I am your host and broadcaster and the smooth voice in the comp box for without this an hour and 15 minutes. My name is Niclas Domino, and I do apologize for a bit of my voice today. I had some strong food and my tongue is a bit burnt by that, but that's how that goes sometimes. We are at the moment in the season, we start out at Catalonia, Spanish track. For those who have seen Formula 1, you guys will be familiar with it. But for others who might be following GT, this is not usually too much of a used GT track. This is more of a Formula 1 test track. I know that they used it in the race, but it's a test track. Throughout this season, we have a lot of different cars, manufacturers, drivers out there. I can see in the comments that a lot of people have taken the Porsche. The Porsche seems to be a strong car this season, but I am happy to announce that we also have different cars, as we're seeing Andrade here in the Porsche, or in the Aston Martin. But he's hiding his car. He really is a Porsche, as his team is saying, as the guys are now preparing to do their first couple of qualifying laps. This again will be a 60-minute race with a 15-minute qualifying, and they are using quite a lot of track limits into turn 1. So see Andrade go into the first two corners here, and this third corner will really be something that the drivers will need to be aware of. Tires will have not the best of times. The driver should really make a postcard or a Christmas card to the tires, because especially the left side will suffer immensely during the race. As I can see that Andrade is getting a little bit close to the Porsche in front. Who that is at the moment, I can't really see. Is that Gecko? Yeah, that is Christoph, who is in the Porsche 911 for Carbon Esport Racing in car number 11, as we see one of the many Porsches out there. It seems to be one thing is a strong car, but it's also apparently a difficult car to drive, so that's maybe why we see so many of them up here. As we will see car number, let's see if I can find Chris here, who will be coming around, and let's see what his benchmark time will be. A 1:42.8, and Murphy behind him is not faster than that. As we will just see some of the cars. I have a track map on there that people can see. Just see. Yeah, people have been asking Porsche Cup. No, it's not Porsche. As you see here, it's there is an Audi out there with the Giadia. Jaroslav Hosek, also known as Giadia, is driving this season. We saw him driving the Audi also in the 12 hours of Suzuka, if anybody has seen that race. Great drive from Giadia and his team to win that race, and they were just dominating. So the Porsche might be strong, but sometimes the outliner can be the offset, as we have quite a close battle in the top between Chris. Also, this will be an hour of just completely butchering names. I'm sorry, but I will destroy and butcher names, so this will just be Chris from now on. Chris was in pole by 48 thousandths of a second, down to SR here in the Code C Racing Academy Porsche, as we have a lot of, and Valentin Cruz also in the forgot to forgot to warm up Porsche. This is a lovely livery, by the way. I really enjoy this particular car. We are using a custom skin pack, so the drivers have had the opportunity to send in skins for them to be shown on the stream. Some of them have taken the opportunity, not everybody, but that is up to the individual drivers. And if the drivers haven't downloaded the correct pack and stuff like that, it won't show. As Chris really improved on that lap time again, and Essa as well, so they improved about the same in their performance as Chris. We saw improved by half a second, and Essa did the same. So it looks to me like they can do more than one lap on these tires, which should bode well for the drivers out there. Not too much of a tire wear, but I think a lot of the drivers will now return to the pits, get a new set of boots on, and get out there and drive a bit. As I just take a drink, as I also just would advise you guys out there, get get a cold beverage, sit down and just relax within an hour of great racing with some horrible butchering of names out here, which will always be fun. This, by the way, from Chevron is definitely one of my favorite liveries, with the Demon King anime kind of style up here. It's definitely something different out there, and it's something that makes him stand out, as he's also at the moment P8 with the number 904 car. See, going into this horrible chicane here at the end of the track, or at the end of the lap. It's not the great chicane, but that's how it is, as we see yellow flags due to drivers going off there and just relaxing. Is this an improvement? Not really. I think he might be going out to do a lap here. Let's see. Coming hard into turn 1. This is a hard braking zone, and you really need to nail this, because it's turn 2 and 3 are linked up. So if you mess up one of the first second corner, you really mess up the whole first sector. Coming up here, braking hard into turn 3 again. It's a long right hand corner, and your tires at this point are really hard and are struggling to get by. Slowing down to this downhill left hand corner, and again is a long turn that really demands a lot of the tires. Coming down the hill, swooping left and then braking hard into this very fast left right section, which is incredibly difficult to get right. And this fast right hand corner, which then goes into the straight, that corner is difficult to get as well. And at this point, your tires are just, deciding to, should we murder you or not? And you still have the last sector to go on. So it's all about having tires at this point, because this is the technical part. You're going left, right. In here, this is the new section of the track, which got added, I think it's 2008. Hasn't done anything good for the track, in my opinion. But here we get. Let's see if there's an improvement. And wow, what an improvement into P4 with a 142.5. Somebody's saying that they've heard that it's a girl. I can't confirm or deny that. For that, I would have to look that up. Let's see who else is out there. Got a request for I think this gotta be Chris. There's a lot of Chris's out there. How would you pronounce that? Hoke? Chris Hoke? Is that the correct one? As he looks to be in quite a lot of traffic out there. That is an interesting styled livery. A bit of a yin yang with a dark side to it. in the middle as he's just preparing now to go into a new hot lap. He's at the moment P4. Great. Great there, as we just saw Cruz come up and improve into P4 here. So, but yeah, the Porsches definitely look strong, as the top 7 is at the moment Porsche Cup, and then we have Yadia and the Mercedes. We actually, guys, we have a Mercedes out there. Just listen to this on board. Nothing compared to this. It's German. So Chris is German. Oh, Shaw, why do you go into the pits when I have just decided to go on board with you? That's negative points in my book, right there. Negative points. Let's go on board with Andrade, the fake Porsche, the Aston Martin with the Mercedes powered, and which really is a Porsche. It's a bit weird thing. Okay, it's actually yeah. But spelling it differently doesn't help me at all. See here's this turn 3. You're turning with the throttle actually, because you're having the less steering input you can have is better, but you're steering with the throttle, and that is really what can make that difficult. And turn 4 here as well, as it goes uphill as well, the car really wanna slide as well here, because of the downhill you get a lot of oversteer, and it looks really planted for Andrade out here. And that's also in my experience what the Aston is. It's a really planted car. It normally is a bit slower, but it's really stable, and that's really what you like and want about here. And this is a track where high downforce and a lot of mechanical grip is really gonna help you, as hard braking zone into turn left. F for T1. No idea. Ooh, there we just saw these sausage curbs that really, they're gonna kill you. If you hit those, you can damage a bit of the car, and they will not give you any lap time, as he will hope to get a bit of slipstream from the V3 car out there. And he does not yeah, he improves up to 17. Some of the drivers just coming out to a last second go here, as I'm just looking in the chat just a little bit as well here. So sometimes there will be a delay where I'm trying to actually read what you guys are saying, which is a fun thing. Here we have Christoph again, who is in 25, P25, and I would have imagined him to be a little bit higher. I don't know too many of these drivers, but I have commentated on Christoph before, and he usually used to be in the in the top 10 at least. So and he looks to be not happy. He's in traffic. We saw him getting over those big such curbs, and he has the driver in the number 10 car. Who is in front of him? Car number 10, which Kieran Pendergrast for Combat Gaming in the Porsche, and he's not if he's on a hot lap, he's not obliged to move out of the way. Of course, if he's on just a warm-up lap, yeah, move, but he's on a hot lap, so he doesn't need to move out of the way. So that's gonna be a little bit of an issue for Christoph, as we see Kieran going really wide, and there he abandoned his lap. And let's see what Christoph can do here in his last really attempt with the qualifying, going to 0 now. I think they are allowed to just finish the lap that they're on. Yeah, we have a 3-minute maximum wait time. It looks Looks tidy out there, but I think he lost a lot of time in that first sector and going out onto his lap and see if he can improve in the Porsche Cup car that we have out here. It's not really, it's a GT3, but damn, there's a lot of them out there. I don't know if it's OP. I just think it's easy to drive and the fastest of the easy driver. And he goes up to P22. That's not too much of an improvement out there. As we will go down to another Porsche in what? How would you pronounce that? Pascal? Pascal? Yeah, Pascal. Yeah, Pascal. I'm just gonna go with Pascal in number 111 car on his last flying lap. This is also one of the custom liveried cars out there, as we see just a little bit of a like coming over the start finish, and that is not an improvement, unfortunately. Just spited a McLaren out there. But that is the session. The session has now ended. I will just go back here. And guys, you can see the chat, unfortunately. We have number 27 of Cruz for the Forgot to Warm Up Racing in P1. Have Porsche of Monet in P2. Essa P3. We saw him battling for that pole for quite a while. As we would just get them out here, and as we have yeah, nice. As we have Chris Hubble in P4, Luca Vede in P5, Chris Hoke in P6, Chevron in the Porsche in P7. We have Backenberg, I think it is, in P8. Oh my god, you guys, what are these names? I'm just gonna go here. Samir in P9. Then we have Jadia in P10. We have Black Gold Shaw in the Hello Kitty car in P11. Then we have Gabriel in P12. Malinowski. Yes, we're going with that. Car number 992 in P13. We have Murphy in P9021. We have Novolowski in car number 25, all the way down P25. He's also a driver that I expected further up. Velsi in the car number 56 in P16. Kieran, as we saw before, in the Comrade Gaming car in P10. Malone Andrade in the car number 12 in P18. This is the fake Porsche out there. Ole for Sim Racer, number 98 in P19. Walter in number 172 in P20. Then we have Van der Velde in the Audi in car number 66 in P21. We have Christoph in P22. That is not where he wanted to start. I think he definitely wanted a higher position. Lucas in P23. Nils van de Kortel for Sidemax Motorsports Audi in P24. P25 is Pascal. P26 is the godfather of Swift. Yes. P28 is Mr. King. P27 is Mr. King. P28 is Roberto. P29 is oh my god, Konstantin. We're going with that. P29. Gianni in P13. Nils in also a Comrade Gaming Esports. That is a Mercedes all the way down in P33. P32 is Valentin. P33 is Joe. Nico is in P34, and Greco is last in the Ars Motorsports Aston Martin. As the drivers are getting ready to race soon, we are 12 seconds away. I'm actually not sure. I think this is a standing start. It might be a rolling start. We will see, but I think this is a standing start. Let's see what's going on. And we are having a rolling start. As the guys are slowly just getting out there. This being a 60-minute race, we will have a mandatory pit stop where they need to swap tires. They are not allowed to refuel, so they need to have a full race distance fuel on board their cars. This will also have an effect on some of the cars. I definitely think that the front, as that is just the world's greatest camera angle right there. As I think the front engine cars will definitely have a bit of an issue here. I think the Porsche might, as well, as the fuel tank is in the front. So I think, you know, going short at the beginning and then change tires, get new rubber on, and go long afterwards probably will help the Porsche a little bit. But let's see what's happened. I have no idea about the tire wear in these cars. As this is just a humongous party of Porsches out there. I think it's gonna be Samir here in the P9, who is the first non-Porsche. But it's gonna be Shaw, who is the first non-VW owned manufacturer in the Merc with this Hello Kitty car, which is spectacular as well. Black, and ooh, that's close to Jadia right there. Gotta be awake even in the warm-up. Oh my goodness, that was close. I can see that Jadia hasn't updated his own the skin pack, otherwise he would have the correct livery on. So Jadia, that is a lifted pinky to you. I told you. As the drivers are slowly getting in line out here, but they forgot to warm up team with the Valentin in P1 here, and where do have Luca in P5. That is a strong team out there. Are Raymond and Chris also? Oh, Chris, Essa and Raymond are also in the same team, so that's okay. Good to know. I'm learning just as well. I think probably you guys know more than I do. So the drivers are now lining up, and we're just waiting on the green light to show to get this race and season started. Let's see, the engines are roaring, and we're just waiting, and there we get a green flag, and Raymond get a great start. Valentin not the strongest start, but let's see if he can defend that inside line down to turn 1 as they're going 3 wide, 4 wide, 5 wide down into turn 1. This is could go really wrong as Valentin really gets the position, gets a bit wide. Raymond is still on the outside, as we see juggling for position out here as Raymond goes for the inside into out of turn 3 and into turn 4. Let's see, going for a move. No, he's gonna go for the outside inside. There's contact between the leaders, and he got past as my overlay is completely out of stock, as we have some drivers who is not following up, as Raymond has taken the P1 from Valentine. That probably will be looked by for the stewards, as there were a little bit of contact, as I have a no flag, and that is Andrade has been off the track. Unfortunately, this program will not allow me to show replays, as that will just really freeze up everything, as we have Raymond still in P1, Cruz now is P2, Chris Harvard in P3 for GTWR Racing. He got past Essa in the start, as we have Bagenbad up into P5, Chris in P6, Luca in P7, Cavallon in P8, and there's a bit of a gap. Ooh, a similar have been off. Similar and Shaw, I think there has been a bit of a contact between the two guys, and that is, oh my god, having issues. And Jadia has had an issue. I think he got caught up in that incident early on and is now down to P18. This is gonna be a recover drive for Jadia out there, as it will be really difficult. This is a track that is notoriously difficult to overtake on, as I just thought I saw something that I thought was extinct out there, as Joe here is actually in a Lexus. This is one of the greatest sounding cars out there. Just listen to that. What a beast. This car does not look like anything that could be allowed to race out there, as we're just going back up front to see, as Raymond is getting a little bit of a gap out there. But Valentine needs to really keep piling on the pressure, otherwise we'll get passed from behind by Chris, who is looking to put the pressure on here in the Porsche Cup top game here. I think the first 18 first 10 of some cars are Porsches, as they're just now getting into a line. Now it's all about, for a driver's perspective, just get into a good position. Now the start is over and we can just get on with it, and you know, not have too much incident, as Samir is in the pits, Christoph is in the pit, Walter is in the pit, Constant is in the pit, King is in the pits. So a lot of drivers have had issues on lap 1. The stewards are gonna have a little bit of an issue looking at that after this race, as they're getting right into the path of the leaders, and this could get really tricky out there, as there's flashing of lights. Ooh, as Christoph get hit by one of the cars getting out of the pits. Oh my god, no, that's, what a disaster, and he just get tapped by a lap marker, and you don't want to see that. Oh my god, when you get out of the pits, look to the left, look to the right. You have a neck, that is what it is for. You have side mirrors, that is what it is for. If you come out of the pits, ooh, I think that is gonna be a Gecko right there, who needs to move out of the way. He might have the pace to be here, but at the moment he's a lap down, and that's the two front guys having, you know, getting really a gap out there, and they're gonna use that. So what a disaster. Someone caused a huge crash at the hairpin. Okay, yeah, I saw a lot of guys out there, and it's has happened around Jadia. That was, ooh, as we had somebody actually making a pass here. Milowski, yeah, but yeah, Milowski. Some of these names are just getting past Murphy in the Yashid. No, that's not him. Who is in front? Why is this not updated? See, there's a Ferrari in there that oh, it's probably one of the lower down cars. As yeah, they are getting swallowed by the rest of the field. That as you can see, Murphy now has to pass out here. Why is there Audi and Ferraris in the Porsche Cup? They are disguised. Ooh, what a dive from Basil, Basil, like and subscribe. Thank you. Do like and subscribe for the AOR YouTube channel, by the way, and like this video. That will help us quite a lot out there. But yeah, they're just, you know, disguised as other cars. They are really just all Porsches. That's shh. Yeah. GT4 class. As at the moment we're having quite a big gap forming between P2 and P3. Well, quite a big gap. We have 2 cars in between, and these 2 guys are at the moment a lap down, so they should just move out of the way. Well, once you get the blue flag, it's just, you know, if to decide and just let us pass. You have 3 corners to do that, otherwise you might be in for a penalty. So this should really not happen, as we see Chris Hoke here really get close and closer to Esa, but Esa's getting held up by that Audi up front, which is not what he wanted, as the Audi is trying to move over to actually let him by, but he's not faster down the straight, so he's just trying to get the slipstream. Let's see if he can, if the Audi will let both of them by, as he actually do here, which is really good to see. But that could have been done way before that, as the battle for P3 and the last podium place rages on. Yeah, see, my bot just, you know, don't forget to subscribe to the official channel, and that is what you gotta do for having more of this amazing racing going on for not just ACC but all the other platforms we have out there. Formula 1 and iRacing, more streams will start, and a lot of seasons are starting soon. So do subscribe for more content coming soon, as this is really heating up, as Chris is just really piling on the pressure here. We see it from Chris's own perspective, as he can see Esa in the front, the black and green Porsche up there, as they're just being really careful not to damage the tires too much, because if you go all out and really damage the tires at the beginning, you can lose a lot of pace at the end, or having to pit earlier than you actually expected, and then again having to lose more tire at the end of the lap or race. As they're just settling down, let's see if there's some closer battles here. Milowski and Gabriel, and that's Kieran as well. 3 guys battling for P11 up here in the Porsche Cup Racing. As Gabriel is pitting. I think he might be going for now his mandatory pit stop. Let's get that out of the way, get back out into some fresh air, and I think he might think that he's faster than the guys he was battling and undercutting, and there's also a bit of war paint on that car. It looks to have been in a cat fight out there, so it might have been, he might have taken up some damage during the start of the car. Why there are so many Porsches? I don't know. Apparently because it's overpowered. We don't know. This is what we tend to see normally, that, you know, if there's one car that's fast, everybody will choose it. Ooh, as we see a dive on the inside, that is Chris going past Joe in the extinct Lexus out there. Chris, who is now battling his way up. But yeah, we tend to see a lot of drivers, they're just going for the fastest car. You know, you can't really blame them for that. You know, if you want to be fast, you go for the fastest car, but sometimes you also kind of gonna need to go for what is, you know, be a bit out there, take a different car, maybe take what just feels right. We saw this as well in the 12 hours. A lot of Mercedes. The Mercedes was a powerhouse around Suzuka. So it's really track dependent, but ooh, as we have a crash up front, and that is Chevron, who has been off track and has now decided to take into the pits and that could be a issue, you know, getting into the pits at this point. We will have to wait to see at the end of this lap, as Chris is really piling on the pressure on Lucas and now trying to go for the inside. No, he decided to not do that, as that is a side-by motorsport. I think, ooh, as he's trying to go for the under-over, can he get on the outside here? There's not a lot of grip out there, and these cars do not really have the downforce. And he goes for the inside into turn 4. Let's see, can he outbrake himself? Can he outbrake Lucas here? No, Lucas is defending, but he's also really respectful, and he's going onto the inside. The next corner will be Lucas's into the right-hander, but let's see, can he outbrake? Chris breaks later and is the latest of the late breakers and takes that position. He's now up to P11. As we have more cars getting close, and this is what we see compared to Formula 1. That we see a lot of close racing, and then we also see some yeah, one thing is close racing, but we also see a lot of overtakes because the cars can actually get closer. We see some cones out there and track markers who have been murdered by GT cars. As Nico is trying to go on the outside, I can see him in the chat. You guys are talking about that there should be a limited amount of cars allowed for each tier. I do not agree with that, because then you're forcing... Oh, as Nico is going for the inside into the chicane. Oh, there's a little bit of contact, but that was otherwise actually quite a clean move, but just a little bit of contact. And was that a lapped car? Or... oh, that's why the rFactor here. My overlay is only updating every sector that I need to get a little bit aware of, as he's also getting passed by the Gijo in the R Motorsports car number 314 Aston Martin. Ooh, he's not really giving up all the way. He's trying to go onto the inside, as we also see the Godfather of Swift here. That's a horrible, horrible name, by the way. Going onto the outside, actually losing a position to Mr. Malone out there. Andrade. As we see the Hello Kitty Mercedes going on the outside of the McLaren. There's a little bit of touch. Can they decide that without having to clutter into each other? And they do, as Goldshaw is in the Hello Kitty car get past. I think that was just a little bit of a touch, and yeah, the kitten just got by. Ooh, as Malone is getting into an overtake up there, as I will try and see if I can find here. Clean move past rFactor, who is just falling down at the moment. As back up into the front, Raymond has gotten a bit of a gap down to Valentine Cruz, as Valentine is not really able to keep up with the pace, as Esa is not really haven't really recovered for that start with the cars coming out of the pits, which I would expect that there will be some sort of penalty, to be honest, because that was just really not good driving. You know, when you're coming out of the pits, I know your recovery, but you're coming into the middle of a pack. It could go both ways, but unfortunately, some of the guy in P3, and in this case, it was who was that? It was Chris. It was one of the many Chris's. We have a lot of Chris's apparently. Chris Hartwell, who got tapped and is now down to P11, and is really trying to see if he can move up. And that is lapped cars he's trying to get past here. So that is one of our Audis up there in the. Is that no? God, there's so many Audis. Oh, it's Simia who also got tapped at the beginning, who he's trying to overtake out there. So the first 15 minutes of the new season has passed, and at the moment the top 22 cars are still missing to pit, as the first car who has actually completed a pit stop is at the moment Kieran, who shall take that pit stop, and he's trying to battle out. Let's see if I can find him up here. It should be Lucas. No, it's not Lucas. Michael. He was fighting Michael. See, I need another guy here. My normal helping commentator is apparently in school at the moment. It's, you know, being in class. It's not an excuse to not be here. As we just saw, Chris finally get past the Audi of Izmir there, after what was, you know, almost a lap, and that is just, I'm sorry guys, but that's just too late. Once you get the blue flag, you move over. It's good, you know, just go out of the way. So I can see here in chat people talking about BOP and stuff like that, and Nico is saying that it's not Kunos who needs to fix or nerf the BOP, since it's made out of an original SRO data. So the BOP comes in play in longer races. That's really where it is, you know. So it's meant to do for the 3 hours and 6 hour and 12-hour races. That's really where you'll see BOP kind of, you know, go out. And yeah, apparently it's just a lot faster on some of the shorter races. And it's down to, I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, Nico, it's a bit more thirsty, I think, the Porsche, so it can't go as long on its tank of fuel, so some of the other cars can actually do the hour, where the Porsche needs to fuel save to actually get to the hour. So in the 3-hour race they need, you know, that's how they get them to slow down. And some of the other cars as well, I think it's the Aston who can't do top fuel mix, otherwise it's gonna be fuel flow consumption. That's really what's gonna affect the cars. And then also, you know, tire management. If you have a car that is good on tires, as we see, as are getting really close to Valentin at the moment, that Valentin is gonna go for the inside down the start finish straight, trying to defend that, and that's a early defense. And Esa is now trying to see if he can get on the outside. Can he break outside? Don't have any. No, I think there was a little bit of a contact there as Valentin defends his position really hard but really fair. And Valentin trying to you know, just deny that Esa out there, and just say, if you want to get past, you're gonna go the long way around. And Esa tried to turn in and saw that Valentin was there. Now he's trying the under and over. Let's just get on board here. That's how close he is, and trying to see if he can break in. Valentin's missing his brake marker a little bit there, but getting back on track here. They're coming down into this left fast king, and then the right up here. This on the inside, you see just a little sausage scrape. Have to be really careful not to lose the balance out of there as you can, and you see them going a little bit wide there. As I'm not getting the best. Oh, he's really braking late, getting the best exit here. See if there's gonna be a new. I kind of swap here. Yeah, there we go. See if there's gonna be a new attack into turn 1, because that's probably where it's gonna be. think turn 1 is the opportunity. Ooh, as is not getting the best exit out of the chicane, and he's decided to pit. He's decided to pit. Chris has now been left to pile on the pressure of Valentine, but he is having, that is an a lapped Audi right behind him, number 47. It's one of the Sadmax cars. There's a question if the tier 3 race is being streamed. I don't think so. If it is, it's gonna be one of the drivers in there who might have some onboard cameras or stuff like that. But an official AOR stream, no, we only have for tier 1, which we kind of, you know, I was brought in last minute. I got the message that, oh yeah, could you stream please, like, you know, 2 hours before for the race. So this is all new, as we have now the top 3 of Raymond, Valentine and Chris, who still needs to take their pit stops, as the fastest out there, as we see Essa coming out of the pits and completely deny the pit exit line. That is not the correct way of getting out of the pits, but that's probably how that goes. I don't know if there's a penalty in ACC for cutting the box like that, but I would imagine that that is not okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, as we have Luke as well, who has pitted. A lot of the guys down here has pitted at the moment, which is waiting for the top guys to make the move, as we have Karen, who previously were our top guy in with done a pit stop, and he has done, well, actually quite close times, in 143s at the moment, and he's actually faster than a lot of guys in front of him. So really using those tires to his advantage. But let's see if those tires might have hurt him a little bit too much. That could be an issue. And no problem, Murphy. Please stick around and have a great race. I know that you might have a mate in tier 3, but this is where the stuff happens, as we have Valentine in the pits, we have Baggenbergen in pit, and we have Michael in the pit. Valentine is actually exiting the pit. Where is Etta? Etta is he in front? Is he in front of Valentine? He is in front of Valentine. Etta has passed quite extreme Valentine here with what is that? That gotta be a couple of seconds right there. That is almost 3-second gap between those two. That is that's a lot of on that undercut right there. That is extreme. That's really extreme. So I think that the undercut might be really strong here, but again, that could come back to bite the guys in the butt, as we see the extinct dinosaur of Joe in the Lexus coming into the box. Not that Joe is extinct dinosaur, but just the Lexus is such a beast. It's a weird car. Raymond and Chris is still out there. Raymond is really having quite a big of a gap at the moment, of 8.4 seconds down to Chris. So Chris really needs to turn up, you know, the heat in the car and get a bit of rocket out there. He needs to decide that this is a Porsche 911 and not a Porsche 111P. As we actually, guys, we have an Audi into the top 4. I know that guys have pitted, and that's how it is. But that's how it goes. As we actually have, this is Amand Murphy, who is teammate with Jadia. Jadia, who didn't install the skin pack correctly, and who I will just, you know, have a lift the pinky for. And Jadia is actually all the way down to P23 and hasn't really recovered from that early incident, which saw his not title defense, but he was in the top 3 of the champions last season, and he would hope to battle out for that top honor this season. But his defense hasn't really gotten on the way in a good way, as his teammate is actually boxing this lap. As Raymond is just getting further and further and further away from Chris at the moment in the Porsches here, and Chris doesn't seem to be able to answer any of the lap times out there, as we have the kitty cat car of Ben Shaw at the moment, P7. I think he is overtaking Murphy, as Murphy is in the pit. Yeah, P6 now. So we actually also have a Mercedes up there. But with the amount of German manufacturers out there, this is almost DTM at the moment. Oh my god, guys. And let's see, where did we actually get Murphy out? Murphy is out here. I think he's behind Essa and Valentin. He's way behind Essa and Valentin, as they are really coming out of the turn 3 and into turn 4 at the moment. It irritates me a bit that this only updates every time I'm in sector, coming into a new sector, which is a bit annoying, but that's how it is. Okay. As I think Kieran has really benefited from this. He's not a long way of Valentin, and look is up there, and Kieran was really far down the field. Well, I think he was P12 when he pitted, and now he's P14, and a lot of guys in front of him still need to pit, and a lot of them are pitting. Here's the McLaren of Godfather shift, and that's a way too early getting on to the pit speed limiter. I think he might have hit something there, because that is not the fastest entry, as Raymond is getting out of the pits. And where do we have Raymond compared to Essa's coming down the street, start finish line, and he has gained a little bit on Raymond at the moment, but Raymond now needs to get a little bit of heat into his tires, but his tires will be a couple of laps, you know, maybe 4 or 5 laps newer. So Essa might have that issue at the end of this race, that Raymond might just get away from him due to new tires. As the leader is now Chris Hoke, who is now into the pits, and he's going racing to the line. That is where the 50-kilometer board is, as we see the Porsche of 09 to that is Milowski down there in the white and yellow Porsche, going all the way to the line, because that line is where the racing stops. Once you've reached that line, that is kind of, you know, that you need to be there and just hit the 50 kph right at that line, otherwise that's time lost. As the battle for P1 with Raymond and Essa is still heating up, with the Coach C Racing Academy, who could be really proud of what they've done at the moment. You know, at the moment they are virtually P1 and P2, as Chris is still in the pits, and I think he will get passed by both Raymond and Essa. Essa is getting past. Chris is rolling now. Is he getting out in front of Valentine? He's coming down the start-finish straight, and I think Valentine has just gotten him there. Yeah, he will get right in between. Chris will be effectively P4 here, I think, but he's out in front of Luca, Vasnia, and Kieran. So I will see once we get them past sector 1, we will have a live update of where people are and if they have pitted or not. Kieran at the moment all the way up to P8, so he has gone from P12 to P8 on those pit stops. Quite a the undercut is strong, but he's looks to be suffering a bit when he's battling the Porsche number 23 here of the Sim Racer. As there's we have passed the half-hour mark, so now it's just a sprint to the finish. At this moment, these drivers now with fresh rubber, and they've done the first race. Now tactics is, let's say, not say out of the window, but the position you're battling is the position you're battling. Sounding weird, but it really is. You know, these two guys are battling for P8. There's no more pit stops. The tires should be able to get easily to the end, as the tires are meant to do at least an hour, maybe even 2 hours on one full tank of fuel, which is an hour. So it's gonna be interesting to see if different times that people have been boxing has any impact on them here, as Jadia, we see down here, is still having a bit of an issue, and he's down in P17, having Nico in the GTWR Porsche right behind him, getting closer and closer. Jadia is actually not faster at the moment. Yazid, yeah, Yazid, Jadia again, not installing the skin pack correct, Jadia. That's what you get from a YouTuber. That's what you get. No, guys, go show him the love after this this particular race. Jadia is doing some great streams out there. But right now, stay on here. You can watch the race from his perspective afterwards, and it's always going to be interesting to see if anybody will come into the box and talk about what happened in that turn 1, as the battle between Joe and Lucas here in the Lexus and Audi is heating up for P15, as the front has spread out just a little bit. As I said that, Valentine and Chris is battling hard, and Chris is trying to go on the inside of Valentine. Valentine missing his braking point into turn 1, getting not the great turn 2. Let's see if he's gonna suffer for all turn 3, as he's drifting wild, and this is where Chris really needs to capitalize and go into the inside. Valentine's really pushing him there, and ooh, they're close. He stay on the inside. There's a little bit of contact between the two pair guys, as Chris has now gone onto the inside and swoop right in front of Valentine, and decide that you're not gonna go into the inside until next corner, and that is a position change for P3 at the moment. Chris getting up there and just taking advantage of new tires, and that was what we were talking about before, getting out there with you know, having to pit a little bit early later on, and getting those new tires at the end of the race. Yeah, let's see if we can find, as these guys are driving, let's see if we can find Mr. Murphy. Murphy, P10. This is the correct Yas Heat livery that I got sent in. There's a battle. He's trying to navigate the two Porsches, and he's getting up to the inside. Ooh, and he's getting pushed all the way out to the grass, and that was a little bit too much from Beckenbauer. That will probably get watched by at the end, but that is Kieran getting past. Ooh, there's contact. They're both off. And let's see, and Murphy's going to go onto the outside and trying to see if he can take both Porsches, and Kieran has just defended that position. They're going 4 wide into turn 4. Ooh, as Kieran is really aggressive defending there, but Murphy is pushing his way forward and getting past as Beckenbauer is trying to go into the outside here as there's contact between the Porsches once again. Ooh, Kieran almost loses there as who is that who's coming up behind him? That is Chris Hartwell, who got... Oh, as Kieran hit Beckenbauer once more, and now he's spun this time. And oh my god, Kieran, you had such a great race, and now losing all those positions which he gained during that strategy call. But that was some rubbing is racing apparently. As Chris is trying to get up back here, but Murphy the big winner out of that tussle, getting past the two Porsches. The Audi looks to be a lot faster down the straights than the Porsches. That's how to do it. Having two Porsches fighting each other, get past and then let them take each other out. That is the way that Yas Racing is doing it. As Chris is now looking to get closer and closer to Beckenbauer. As he's completely loose, missing the braking point into turn 1 and now losing a lot of time. And Michael Nikowski in the Carbon Esports team, it's getting closer and closer and closer. That's not what you want out there, but let's just see if the battles up front is getting closer. It's not really, as Raymond has just passed and now a Porsche which is flashing its headlights. It's, well, not flashing headlights, it's turning signal to signal, you know, getting past me. Or, you know, if it was if he were French, that would have been, you know, the signal of I give up. That's what you do. As we here have Chris Hoke in the... am I gonna try it? I'm gonna try it. The rFactor. Yeah. As I said before, we have 20 minutes of Niclas Domino just completely butchering names and just slaying them all the way down. You know, if I could get arrested for butchering names, I would probably. As a lot of the cars are now getting a little bit of a gap between them, as we have a huge gap between P7 and P8. But the battle still here with Chris getting actually close again to Beckenbauer. Let's just right on board. Rindenveld means race worlds. So that would be Rennwalden, I would guess. That would be closer to it. As we see Chris getting closer and closer, he looks to have him on the brakes. Ooh, as Beckenbauer just really misses braking point, and that is a clean overtake from Chris. That was a great overtake, as apparently Beckenbauer is just flashing his headlights to maybe signal that either something was wrong or... Here we go. You shouldn't really be flashing your headlights unless it's lapping traffic. But Chris just seems to have so much pace, and it's just really a race of what could have been if he hadn't been hit by some of the the slower class guys. So we now see Cavalon, who had that incident into the horrible chicane, as we're getting into here with that. And this is once again one of the in-depth livery cars, which is really extreme. Some of them have been, you know, fairly modest and stuff like that, but this is an extreme car with some anime Demon King thing on the side. I have no idea what that is right there, but it looks menacing. And if you want to see it closer, you can see it on the either download the skin pack, which is you know, on the AOR website, or look it on the AOR website, where you can see I've made some pictures. Capcar, what are you doing in the chat? That's amazing to see you there. How it's going, mate? And also, yeah, Porsche Cup. We have, I think, what is that? In the top 15, we have, no, top 14, we have 13 Porsches. So this is Porsche Cup racing. And every other car that is not a Porsche is disguised. It's just a Porsche in disguise. That is really how that goes. As Valentin is, he has lost a position. Valentin has lost position to Malinowski. Car number 992. That's how we get around that. As he is at the moment just losing a little bit of time out there. Luca and Valsi is getting closer and closer to saying hello. They are definitely, well, Valsi is trying to see if he can deny the COVID, you know, distancing, but Luca really don't want to have that and just really want to get out there. But that is a argument that he might lose over the next couple of laps. Let's see if I can see that he has also not updated his in-car file, because he still have a yellow light at the top. But that's how that is. I will have a talk with all of the drivers afterwards. They should just get, you know, just a slap on the face. Race drivers, they're just like children, you know. They're just a slap in the face, and you know, they don't listen. They do not listen. And look, I just had a horrible entry into the last chicane, and this might be the time for Valsi to get closer. As Lucas trying already to defend down the main straight, he has decided to put his car in the middle, all the way into the marbles, into the dirt. And these drivers are just not having anything, you know, with what's called track limits. Apparently just taking turn 1 completely on the outside. As we see also into turn 4, they're really off the track. White lines are that's the track limits, guys. That's how it goes. As we are now 15 minutes away from the end. This has been an action-packed race here in the AOR Season 1 opener of the ACC GT3 League. This is your Tier 1 top tier drivers, as the battle is still raging on. This is a lot of Porsches out there. We have some other cars out there, but I think the Porsche will dominate the picture of the season. I do believe that the drivers have been I have been locked to the car for the season and not just per race, so that at least is a thing. But there's still a Porsche Cup out there. We will be on you here with these 60-minute races every week. You guys should stick around to and subscribe and like this video if you think that this has been a, well, not mediocre, fine entertainment stream. Maybe share it on wherever you guys are, because we wanna embrace everybody, you know, get the streams out there and get the AOR branding out there. Wanna increase the, not just only the amount of people who are watching, but also just the members. You know, if we can get more commentators and stuff like that, we want to get every single tier streams, but that means a lot more commentators. And as Chris is getting closer and closer to Edmund Murphy, as I have kind of just babbling on for the last couple of minutes, as I tend to do that, as Chris has really impressed me. He had the pace at the beginning, we saw that clearly, and then he got a love tap from one of the back markers who wanted to hug him, and decide, you know, but hugging in a race car just, you know, sends you off the track, which is not really what you want on lap 2-3. As we now get Chris getting closer and closer to Murphy, and Murphy we saw had that amazing overtakes with the when the two Porsches in front of him decided to have an argument, and Murphy doing the manly thing when two women are having an argument. You're going on the outside and just, you know, hiding and getting away from that argument as fast as possible. As Chris is getting ever and ever closer, and well, it only took 1/10 out of Murphy on the last lap, but it's really limited what you can do. But that Audi just looks to be so strong down the straights that this could be really difficult for Chris to get past. Oh, as he's getting closer into turn 3, just thought that he had it there. The Porsche just looks to have so much more grip, as he's actually getting completely off the track, and track limits is not a thing in Chris's head at the moment. He's only looking at that black behind of Murphy up there, and the Audi staring him down and getting all of that gas into his face with the exhaust just right there. Let's have that from the onboard of Chris at the moment. Chris was really piling the pressure on a lot of guys, and have shown everybody that, you know, even here you can't overtake at the Barcelona track. As he's now getting closer and closer to the 921 car of Murphy up there, just having to keep on the tires in a good temperature so he can get the exit out of here and try to see if he can slipstream it down. That's a good exit, just over the curb just a little bit. Did he get a better exit than Murphy? I don't think so. That Audi is really, see here down the straights, he's not really gaining at all. He's actually losing a little bit of time. That Audi is just really super strong down the straights, and that is gonna be Chris's downfall here, because he needs to do it in a non-conventional way. So that's gonna be a battle that will raging on, but he only has 9 minutes left until this race is over. As there is a, just looking for battles down here, as we also have Nico and Lutska getting ever closer into a battle, and Lutska and that Audi maybe having the upper hand here. But just a roundup of at the moment your top guys. It is Raymond in the Coach C Racing Academy, number 916 Porsche in P1. Then we have Essa in the other Coaching C Racing Academy, number 71 car in P2. Then we have Chris Hoke in the Racing World car. Yes. In number 903 in P3 at the moment. And then we have Minowski in the 992 car in P4. Valentin, who has just lost a bit of pace here at the end in the forgot to warm up 27 car in P5. Valsi in P6 and Luca in P7. I think those guys have swapped positions. Then we have the battle of Edmund and Chris for P8, and battle between Michael and Bagenbergen. For the last P10 position, as I think that Michael has actually just overtaken him. But the battle that is really hot is Murphy and Chris at the moment. I keep on getting. Is this AOR or the wrong channel? This is AOR. This is AOR. We are happy to provide you with ACC's first race of the season in the GT3 challenge, as he's going on the inside there. Chris, he's just having a little bit of a look, but he decided not to go for it. As I'm just seeing, I just got a message there in the text box. Yeah, and this is, he's going trying to get closer and closer, but again here, as we see, getting a good exit out of the chicane. But that Audi right there is just, as soon as we get onto the straights, and he's really close. Chris is really close, but as we see here, he's actually just pulling away a little bit down the straight, which is incredible even with the slipstream. I know that these cars are not getting the biggest slipstream in the world, but they're still getting a good amount of slipstream, so that Audi is definitely pulling away. I can see some guys are talking about somebody who has betrayed the Lambo. Ooh, as we just having Chris just having a little bit of a look on the inside of Murphy. Murphy just needs to hold on for the last 5 minutes here. Ooh, as he's getting onto the inside into, what is that, turn 9 I think it is, the fast right corner. As you can see, the leftovers from a GT3 car deciding to murder signs, as we also have down here. Those signs just completely, they didn't stand a chance. These almost a ton cars hitting the polyester Vettel style. Ooh, as Chris is still, every time he's getting into a braking zone, Chris is just getting 50 meters almost on Emma. But as soon as we get into the place where he can really pile on the pressure down the main straight, that Audi is just so strong down the straight. It's gonna be dive bomb if Chris is gonna do it. He needs to do a complete dive bomb, you know, probably even dive bomb of the decade, if he's gonna get that done. Well, dive bomb Ricciardo style. That's where we are at the moment. As the battles, as we have Kieran trying to keep his P14 alive, with Joe just missing the breaking point completely in that dinosaur of a Lexus out there. But Kieran is having a bit of an issue with tires. He was the first one to pit. And I think that the tires have now fallen off a bit, and he's doing 45 times, and the front guys are doing 43s, 44s. So he has definitely fallen off, and he was doing 43s and 44s, and he's at the moment the only guy in top 20 doing 45s. So a bit slow out there, as we see Jadia, everybody who has turned into wanted to see the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jadia Jaslov Ohonsek, who had a bit of an issue. We didn't see it, but we do suspect that there were kind of a big crash and pile up into this corner where we're right now at the moment on lap 1, and Jadia went from, I think it was P9 down to P18, where he has kind of been ever since. Hasn't really seemed to be able to have any pace in the Audi out there. Let's see if Emin can keep up with Chris. This is the battle from the onboard of Chris at the moment. Getting ever well, he can't. If he gets closer, he can, you know, be in the same car and actually ask Murphy of what he got to breakfast this morning. I think Murphy would be happy to oblige, but as long as Murphy or as long as Chris stays behind, they're not gonna be able to have that discussion. So we are heading into the last 2 laps at the moment, with only 2 minutes left of this race. I do believe that it's now an hour plus 1 lap. We will see that as soon as Ray has gotten onto the when we get there. It's a little bit but Chris is just running out of time. He has not been able to get any closer, but now with the added effect of lapped cars right in front of them, that might really help him. And that is the car of 172 of Walter. Sorry, it's a bit late. Walter up there. Let's see if he's gonna be any better to get out of the battle for a P8, better than any of the guys at the beginning were for moving out of the way, because that was just horrific. We saw Chris at the beginning have an argument with one of the guys coming out of the pits after their lap 1 incident, and getting tapped on the rear end into turn 1 by a car coming out of the pits, and that resulted in him just tumbling down the order, and has now tried to battle his way up ever since, but he has gotten stuck behind the Audi of Christopher Murphy. As we can see, cars in front here just battling for the last position. Ooh, as Chris is just having a little bit of a look. Ooh, as we get that the leaders has now started the final lap, as lap traffic has to get out of the way of the battle for P8. We will stay on with this battle for just a little bit longer, as this is the closest battle out there. Well, there might be other down, but this is the closest significant battle. As I say that, Menemon Newowski is also really close, and we know that Beckenbagen has been in a real war. Him and Kieran had a huge battle out there, as Joe is now under pressure from Nico, and it's gonna be interesting to see if it is the Porsche that's just not fast down the straights, or what is going on here, as the Lexus is just going really fast down the straight. Yeah, it's rocket ship. A non-aerodynamic dinosaur of a car of a rocket ship. As we are now here on the final lap, the final couple of corners, with Ray, money from the Coach C Racing Academy going on to the final couple of corners into the final chicane here, and he will be the winner of AOR GT3 Tier 1 Race 1 Season 5. First winner is Raymond, and he has passed his finish line. Second place will be Esa in the other Code C Racing. Here will be P2, and that's quite a good race, as we have Chris Hoke in the number 903 of Racing World. Oh, there's a little bit of a love tap there, getting P3. Malowski P4, Valentin P5. He was in the lead of this race for such a long time. Vessel in P6, Luca P7, or not Battlefield. Murphy get that P8, and Chris has decided just to go straight back to pits. I think he might have been a little bit angry with that race, in particular getting stuck, as we have a huge gaggle of cars here with Milowski losing position to Beckenbauer. There has been a little bit of an incident there, as Chevron has gotten past as well. Yeah, Milowski's gone down to P13. Something has happened there. Kieran in P14, Nico P15, Joe in the the dinosaur Lexus P16. Jadia comes down P17. Shaw in P18, and Lucas in P19. So that, and then we end up with Gandhi Marco in P20 in the results. And that is the first race of the season, as guys are just now finishing a couple of their laps. And where's Samir? Samir is Samir's quite down. Samir got to P26. Samir had a bad race. He got I think he got tapped into that huge crash at the beginning, and that is probably why he's so far down. And yeah, so not a great start to the season for him. But that is how it goes sometime. Let's just wait just a little bit to see if anybody will be up here to have a little bit of a chat about their season, their goal in life, what they want to do with themselves for the rest of this season, as we have now finished race 1 in the circuit, the Barcelona Catalunya. The next race will be in weeks time. I will actually just find out where it is at the moment. Just give me a little bit of a second. See, normally I would be completely down with all of this information, but I am normally not the head commentator. I am secondary commentator, as people are still not joining the radio interview, but we might see some. Let's just see. Do we have the calendar? Do anybody? We have the calendar right here. So next time by, we will go to Solar, and that will be on the 22nd of September, and the third race will be at the Kailami in South Africa, and that will be a 90-minute race on the 29th. So those are definitely races to look out for, guys. So as I can see that nobody has really wanted to come in and join me for a bit of a chat after this race, I will say thank you for joining me, and please like, share, and subscribe to AOR, and keep an eye out for other races out there. The GTE League will start on Monday. That will have me and my co-commentator Brendan Hill in the box. That's always a good fun race, so keep an eye out for that. And just keep an eye out on the forums for other races out there. Thank you for the AOR sponsors for this race. Without you guys, AOR could not carry on. We could not go racing. So thank you for that, and have a good one.